Was your mouth open?
Yes. Hit me in the eye.
Installment 347,978.2-1. Carry the 0 underscore divided by 2. We're still working. Here's what we got. Get all the accessories mounted up and all the pulleys aligned on this thing. It's been a little bit of a challenge getting that done, but it looks pretty good. Only slight issue, as you can see right here, that hose is extremely close to the balancer, and I'm assuming that when this hose swells, there's a good possibility that it might hit it. I have dug around and I finally found there is a 5-inch pipe extension that should move, you know, this over here, which would put it away from the balancer. So someone actually has it in stock, so I'm gonna skidoo over there real quick. Not real quick, it takes forever. Like, I live 50 minutes from Summit, maybe an hour. And in this traffic too, gosh, I'm off today. It's a weekday, so this traffic's gonna suck. But anyway, I've got to go there. I'm gonna go grab it. They only have one in stock. Everybody else is special order, so I'm gonna go ahead and go get it. And I'm gonna get a couple other little things I need that I forgot while I was there last time. So we're gonna do that. I'm gonna come back here, take this stuff back off, which sucks, but that way I can get to that, change it out, put the new one in, and we'll just keep rocking and rolling. Got the sensors, get everything cleaned off. I'm going to put this back in. I need to get this finished because I was going to go ahead and, like, I was ready to run the alternator wiring. Got the power steering tightened back up. I'm going to have to just kind of keep that away here. I'll do something there with that. But I was going to put the radiator back in today, get all that done. Put the car spacers, or throttle body spacers. I've got 1-inch spacers to put in here, new studs. I'm going to pull the studs out. I'm going to do that. And then got the brake stuff in, so I can go ahead and start installing the brake stuff. I'm trying to get everything underneath here as buttoned up as I can. Starter in, the 2 header tubes on the back, they're slip fit, so I got to put those in. Copper silicone those to make sure we don't have any leaks, because apparently the EFI stuff does not like the leaks. It's not a fan of the leaks, so we're gonna make sure we don't have as a leaks. So we're gonna do that. We'll come back, we'll do some filming tonight. We're gonna do some filming tomorrow. I think everybody's gonna come over here Saturday. We're gonna try to get as much bang down on this thing as I can. I'd like to try to start it as soon as I can, but it may be a minute. I've bought a bunch of fluids over there. I've got 3 cases of oil coming because I know we're having shortages of stuff, so I'm gonna make sure I got enough oil. I got a couple filters coming. I'm gonna go ahead and a couple of caps for the back. I gotta change some stuff up back there, but we'll start running the fuel system and all that jazz. And then I'm gonna measure the drive shaft tonight, run over there tomorrow morning to Automotive Driveline Supply in Hearst and have them give them the measurements to start making my drive shaft. I mean, we're starting to pick up pace now, so this is good. Much needed. Just the little things that slow me down, like that little thing there is just it's gonna cost me like 5 hours by the time I leave here, get there, wait for the parts, get out, sit in traffic, get home. You know, but that's, you know, it's either that or I wait for a couple days for somebody to deliver it to my house. So I'm gonna go do it now. Yep.
A fortnight later.
All right, so we went to Summit and picked up this. This is where we're gonna get. Why is somebody calling me? Nope, not right now. This fitting too big. So what we did was, take the camera, I'll show them. We're gonna take that $44 part back, and we went to Stewart Hose and got an extension that goes into the water pump, which brought this down in a way just enough to where I think we've got plenty of room. I did buy a 45 degree that I was gonna put in there originally with this swivel so I could get it, you know, in the right trajectory. But after sticking that little extension on there, I think that's plenty enough. That's gonna do me what I need. So we're gonna leave it be for now. Try that, because I don't want 900 joints, you know, leaking or possibly leaking. So we'll try that. Then we're gonna put all this back together. This is a dry fit. I'm gonna go ahead and put all the sealant on those, tighten them down, and then we'll do the final assembly on this stuff here, because we got all the belts right. We got the right alternator this time, thank God, which was a journey in itself. You would think for a big block Chevrolet there should only be like one size alternator, because this motor's been around since, I don't know, what, 1967, right?
They make plenty of them.
Yeah, so, but that's a different story in itself. Apparently they make a little bit different body sizes, and that bracket, the ICT billet, ICTB, IBCT, ICBT, what is it?
ICT.
ICT, thank you. Billet bracket wasn't happy with the 200 amp alternator, so they had to pull 4 alternators so we could kind of compare them to the old one I had on here. Finally found the right size in a 150 amp, which should be probably just enough to do everything I needed to do. Also got all the brake stuff in today. Boom, right there in the little box. I got a few more little good goes here, good goes there, and then we've got some fluids, which I don't even know if I'm going to use those yet. I might use a different one. I grabbed them because of supply, and we got all this stuff to get installed, plus some other things over there. But you know, this trials and tribulations of building a freaking car, right? Like, especially now. So we got the linkage set up on this too, on the Holley. I'm gonna fix it to pull this all off because we're gonna run a 1-inch plastic spacer on it, try to keep the heat off of the units. We'll try to keep the heat off the units here, the old TBs, the old throttle bodies. And then we gotta figure out wiring. But today we're going to finish this, get this all buttoned up, get the water neck on it. I'm probably going to go ahead and put the radiator back in it. We're definitely going to put the starter on it so that we can put the header tubes on that side, the rear tubes, seal those up. I need to tighten the lines up on this power steering pump. And then if we have time after that, we'll go underneath the car and hook the shifter back up, get the shifter adjusted. And maybe get the transmission cooler out and start figuring out where we're going to put that, because I did buy a pretty nice one with a fan and stuff. So I don't know if I'm going to mount it underneath the car or up front somewhere. I haven't really decided yet. But we also need to finish up the tranny cross member, which we have not done yet because I'm a procrastinator and I don't like drilling stuff. So we're going to drill. But yeah, so just, you know, hang around, you know, hang around, right?
Yep.
Hang around. These videos are getting boring, you know what I mean? Getting pretty boring, I'm not gonna lie. Like, we need to do smoky burnouts with this to kill those. Oh, also too, found out that Vision does not make the correct offset for the wheel I need. So I started looking around at wheels, and in this current economy, which is just fantastic, the only wheels that are available that I can get are drag lights or Pro Stars, and they are, now, brace yourself, take a breath. If you're not sitting down, go ahead and sit down. Yeah, sit down. Take a minute. You know what? Check your blood pressure real quick. Go ahead. I know you got a blood pressure machine.
We're waiting.
Yeah, we'll wait. We'll wait because a weld drag light is now in a 15 by 10 is now $400 a piece. Same thing for a Pro Star. So to put 4 1985 style to 1995 style drag light on your car,
It's 16.
it's going to cost you $1,600 before you even get to the rubber part. That's the world we're living in. We're going to take the stuff back off, put the sealant on it, and tighten it all back up. And then we'll get the alternator and everything bolted back up and just keep moving forward. That's what we're going to do. Yeah. And what are you working on today? Is it a lawnmower? Is it maybe an airplane? Motorcycle? Maybe the wife's got you doing some drywall that she's been waiting for you to do for the last 9 months. Or maybe you're working on one of those Mopars, or one of those Fords, but they aren't going to be fast enough to keep up with this little guy. You better get to work, because we only got 16 weekends to go. I said 16 weekends. Alright, come here.
Okay.
We're going to stick this
Okay.
in here, okay?
Okay.
And what we're going to want to do is grab alright. So we don't booger this thing up. I'm going to put some tape around it. Alright, so we're going to stick this in here. We're going to clamp this down. So go ahead and run it down. Okay, run it down. Ah! I'm just kidding. Go ahead. Pull it hard. Still loose.
Oh wait, no, I don't like that.
Nope, watch out. Okay. Probably. You're gonna take this,
Okay.
and I want you to spread it around the threads. Actually, got flipping sober, sorry. Alright, go ahead and snug her up again. Ah! That's good.
Stop it!
Come on. Alright, now you get to that point, you gotta switch to this side and push. Leverage is your friend, right? Alright, so now what you're gonna do, you're gonna take this. Don't get it everywhere. It's nasty. You're gonna smear it. You're gonna smear it around the threads here. Okay? I'm gonna hold this.
We should still have fun, though we say we're done. 'Cause I just wanna get done with you. Kinda less time, I can call you mine. Once more, then I swear we are through. We should still have fun, though we say we're done. 'Cause I just wanna get done with you. Kinda less time, I can call you mine. Once more, then I swear we are through.
Before I pull this off, since this video is kind of going along the lines of you don't have to drive all the way to Summit and pay a bunch of money for some parts because you can get them a little cheaper somewhere else, let's talk about something on these Holley EF5s, okay? So, For this setup, there is a designed throttle cable bracket and return spring. Low Carb makes it. And they also make an extended throttle cable because obviously they're going to come out of the firewall. If it goes up over the top like it's supposed to, it won't work. It's too short. So I bought it, and the bracket was $100. Like it was 98 bucks, something like that. And the cable was something like 60, I think, 65, something like that. So basically, let's call it $175 after tax, right? Roughly. We were sitting here messing around the other night, trying to figure out how that bracket worked without pulling it out of the package because it looked kind of cheesy. Then we grabbed the throttle cable bracket off the carburetor, and we're looking at it. And PJ's like, "Hey, cut this thing down, and let's use this." And I was like, "No, that's not gonna work because it only has one bolt. It's gonna want to pivot. It's not gonna work." Well, he's told me shut up and cut it, so I shut up and cut it. Stuck it on there, and the cable, obviously, going over the top is still too short. So PJ did a little flipperoo on that. So we cut that bracket, flipped it, cable comes up underneath, right up to the throttle linkage. Tighten that down. That baby don't go anywhere. So instead of spending, $175, I took what we had, and it doesn't look horrible. So, Southern ingenuity, Sometimes it works. But that's what PJ's for. He's a thinker outside the box. I go, well, what bracket goes with this? Let's buy it. And then he goes, let me save you some money. Big thanks to PJ on that one. So we're going to go ahead and pull this other throttle body off, get the other spacer on it. We're going to lock these things down, put that throttle cable bracket back on, throw the little, what the hell is it called? Cotter pin. We'll throw the cotter pin back in it, and then move on to the next task. If you're looking at the spacers I'm using, they're a Summit brand G1408. They're actually a really nice piece of equipment for the price. I paid 19 bucks. It's a complete kit with gasket, studs, bolts, the whole nine. And the plate is super, super nice.
Did you get the wrong one?
Really nice design from China for 19 bucks. Can't beat that. But this must be from South China because the quality control is spot on. Alright, throttle's back on, readjusted, throttle cable brackets back on. Again, everything's tidied up here. That's a much better fit now. Still close, but not where this is the end of the fitting here, so if that hose is going to swell, it's going to swell out here. So we should have plenty of room. I'm going to take a little break because it's just, it's hot. And when it's hot, you need to pace yourself. So we're gonna take the boys to the jump park and let them kind of do their thing for a little bit, and we'll come back to it here in a little while. More things to come. Paul Dupree's.
Always be scribing, man.
Always be scribing.
Sharing and liking and scribing, man.
Yes, here's Scribe.